So today we're going to talk about keto rash. This is an updated video from my last video. I haven't done one on this. I want to give you a little bit of a deeper understanding of what's behind the keto rash. What happens when you go on a keto diet is you make several changes. Usually you don't make changes to the amount of protein that you eat, but you do make changes to the amount of carbohydrates you eat, as well as the amount of fats. And in this case, it's really the increase in dietary fat that is causing the rash, because your body needs some time to adjust and adapt to the amount of fat that you're consuming. Because on a ketogenic diet, it could be between 70 to 80% of all your calories fat. And so if you're taking that in and you don't have the ability to digest it, that's where we have a problem. So the two things that help you digest fat is bile salts, okay? Bile salts are made by the liver and stored in the gallbladder. So if you have anything wrong with this, that could magnify things like a fatty liver, or you don't have a gallbladder, or you just haven't adapted to produce enough bile. Now, the purpose of bile is to break down the fat and to extract the fat-soluble vitamins from the fat that you're eating, and the essential fatty acids as well, like omega-3 fatty acids and quite a few other ones. So if you don't have enough bile to extract that from the diet, guess what? You could end up with a vitamin A deficiency. And vitamin A deficiencies are directly connected to what's going on with your skin. And then we have a vitamin D deficiency. Vitamin D is crucial for preventing things like psoriasis and inflammation in general, including the skin. And then we can have a vitamin E deficiency. And vitamin E is very, very connected to your skin health. Bile is also needed to help detoxify the liver. So potentially there could be toxins that are not coming out through the body. And if you look up various conditions with the gallbladder, rashes are a symptom. And dermatitis is also another symptom. However, there's another condition, a skin condition, that you'll read about when you search on keto rash, and that's called prurigo pigmentosa. Now, this is a skin condition which they don't have a clue of what causes it. Okay, sometimes it's called idiopathic, which means unknown cause. But if you look this skin condition up, sometimes it occurs after the person had their gallbladder removed, or it can occur if the person has problems with their bile ducts that are connected to the gallbladder. By adding purified bile salts to your diet, potentially you could help reduce this right here. Now, the other vitamin that's connected to the keto rash is a deficiency of B2, riboflavin. Another name for B2 is vitamin G. And I would always use vitamin G for liver conditions. It worked great on that. And it also helped the skin as well. So just so you know, vitamin B2 is a cofactor or a helper vitamin in fat metabolism. Also, as you add more fat to the diet, the requirement for B2 goes up. And if you don't take enough B2, you could be deficient. And one of the big symptoms of a B2 deficiency is pellagra, which can also give you a skin issue. Now, does this mean that if you have a subclinical deficiency of B2, you're going to have pellagra? I have no idea. All I'm doing is showing you the connection. I do know that it does support your liver. So really what's happening is that we're increasing the demand for fat without the amount of bile that's needed to digest the fat. So the first thing I would recommend is to get some purified bile salts. Take it right after the meal, okay? Each meal. And you may even need to reduce the amount of fats to make it easier on your system. And you should see an improvement in your skin rash. If you want additional information about purified bile salts, I put a link down below. Thanks for watching. Hey, before you leave, I just wanted to give you a little quick history on some of the books that I wrote. This was one of the first books. It's called Dr. Berg Body Shapes. It was my attempt at writing about body types. What was very interesting about this book is I actually did all the images myself. Don't ask me why. They look actually not quite as professional as some of the images that I have in the new book. But anyway, this is my first attempt right here called Dr. Berg's Body Shape Diets. And then I wrote a book, more extensive, called The 7 Principles of Fat Burning. I don't even have a copy anymore, actually, because it's outdated. The next book, I put about 1,000 hours into this one right here, called The New Body Type Guide. Major updates on the body types. I put a lot of energy into this. It has professional images, graphics, all sorts of things. Now, the problem with this book is it doesn't really describe what this is really about. Body types are only a small portion of what's in this book. And that's why I changed the name to the Healthy Keto Plan, okay? If you happen to have this book, you don't really need this book because there's some only very, very minor updates. But if you don't have this, you need to get this one right here. This book goes into every single detail that you would ever want to know about. It goes into the 7 principles of fat burning. It goes into hormones, the body types, the basic keto plan. It goes into intermittent fasting. I talk about the 10 fat burning triggers and blockers and fat burning strategies with a lot of details in every single chapter. I go into body issues that interfere with losing weight. There's very few people that just have a weight problem. They have a lot of body issues, whether it's sleeping problems, stress problems, inflammation, menopause. I cover that extensively in this book. Then I talk about how to get rid of stress, and I show you a technique. Then I get into exercising. And then I have a lot of really good recipes in this book as well. So this is a good reference guide. On my website, if you get this book, you get this one free. It's called Healthy Keto Intermittent Fasting. This is the shortcut, quick guide to this book. And the reason I created this book is to have you, within 45 minutes, learn how to do keto, okay, in intermittent fasting, exactly what you need to do. Then you can fill in the blanks with this book right here. So right now I'm doing a special. If you get this book, you get this one totally free, or you can go to Amazon and get these individually. So I just want to clarify the difference between this book and this updated one right here. If you don't have this, you need to get this right here. That way you can get the exact correct information to do it healthily.